Bearing. Huh? Bearing. B-A-R-I-N-G. Vivian. V-I-V-I-A-N.
Doctor.
Yes, I have a Ph.D.
Your doctor.
Doctoral Canadian.
Take a deep breath and hold it. Okay.
I am a doctor of philosophy. Turn sideways, arms to the side.
Hold it. Okay.
A scholar of 17th century poetry, I have made an immeasurable contribution to the discipline of English literature. I'm short of words.
Here in sample.
After an outstanding undergraduate career, I studied with Professor E. Ashford for 3 years, during which time I learned by instruction and example what it means to be a scholar of distinction. As her research fellow, my principal task was the alphabetizing of index cards for Ashford's monumental critical edition of Donne's Devotions upon Emergent Occasions. I'm thanking the preface, Miss Vivian Barron, her able assistant.
Where's your wheelchair?
I do not know, I was busy just now.
Well then, how are you going to get out of here?
Well, I do not know, perhaps you'd like me to stay.
I guess I'm going to have to.
Which here. My dissertation, Ejaculations in 17th Century Manuscripts and the Printed Editions of the Holy Songs, a comparison, was revised for publication in the English Journal of Texas. A very conceited study for this time.
Sit.
How much longer?
Just a little while.
The scholarly study of poetic texts requires a capacity for scrupulously detailed examination, particularly the poetry of John Donne. The salient characteristic of the poem is wit. Itchy outbreaks of far-fetched wit, as Donne himself said. But to the scholar, to the mind comprehensively trained in the subtleties of 17th century vocabulary versification and theological, historical, geographical, political, and mythological allusions, Donne's wit is a way to see how good you really are. And after 20 years, I can say with confidence no one is as good as I.
Miss Barry. You got that info?
I'll take that.
Okay. Just give me that.
Susie,
Oh,
ready
hi.
when you are.
Okay, Miss Barry, this is Jason Lee. He's going to do your history. Ask you a bunch of questions. History you saw.
Hi, Professor Barry. I'm Dr. Lee, clinical fellow in the medical oncology branch, working with Dr. Leakey. Professor Barry, I was an undergraduate at the U. I took your course on 17th century poetry.
You did?
Yes, I thought it was excellent.
Thank you. Were you an English major?
No, biochemistry. But you can't get into med school unless you're well-rounded. And I made a bet with myself that I could get an A in the 3 hardest courses on campus.
How'd you do, Jason?
Success.
Really?
A-. It was a very hard course. I'll call you.
Okay.
a medical interview, and then I give you an exam.
I believe Dr. Fleekin has already done that.
Well, I know, but Dr. Kleekin wants me to do it too. I'll be taking a few notes as we go along.
Very well.
Okay, let's get started. How are you feeling today?
Fine, thank you.
Good. How's your general health?
Fine.
Excellent. Well, we know you're an academic,
Yes, we've established that.
so we don't need to talk about your interesting work.
No.
How old are you?
50.
Are you married?
No.
Are your parents living?
No.
How and when did they die?
My father suddenly when I was 20 of a heart attack. My mother slowly when I was 41 and 42 of cancer.
Cancer?
Breast cancer.
I see. Any siblings?
No.
Do you have any questions so far?
Not so far.
Well, that about does it for your life history.
Yes, that's all there is to my life history.
I'm going to ask you about your past medical history. Have you ever been hospitalized?
I had my tonsils out when I was 8.
Ever been pregnant?
No.
Ever had heart murmurs, high blood pressure?
No.
Stomach, liver, kidney problems?
No.
Venereal diseases, uterine infections?
No.
Thyroid, diabetes, cancer?
No. Cancer, yes.
Cancer when?
No.
Well, not including now.
Not close, no.
Okay, clinical depression, nervous breakdown, suicide attempts?
No.
Do you smoke?
No.
Ethanol?
I'm sorry.
Alcohol?
Oh. Ethanol. Yes, I drink wine.
How much, how often?
Glass of dinner occasionally, perhaps a scotch every now and then.
Do you use substances?
Such as...
Marijuana, cocaine, crack cocaine, PCP, ecstasy, poppers.
Ew.
Do you drink caffeinated beverages?
Oh, yes.
Which ones?
Coffee, 2 cups a day.
How many?
2 to 6, but I really don't think that's moderate.
How often do you undergo routine medical checkups?
Well, not as often as I should, probably, but I felt fine, I really have.
So the answer is...
3 to 5 years.
What do you do for exercise?
Hey,
Are you having sexual relations?
not a moment.
Are you postmenopausal?
3.
When was the first day of your last period?
10 days, 2 weeks ago.
When did you first notice your present condition?
This time now.
Yes.
About 4 months ago, I felt a sharp pain in my stomach and my abdomen,
How did it feel?
like a cramp.
Not the same?
No.
Okay. What came next?
Well, I don't know, I started noticing my body, little things. I would be teaching and feel sharp pain,
Kind of pain?
sharp and sudden. Then it would go away. Or I would be tired, exhausted. I was working on a major project, the article on John Donne for the Oxford Encyclopedia of English Literature. It was a huge honor, but I had a very strict deadline.
So would you say you were under stress?
Not so much more stress than usual, I don't know, I couldn't stand it this time. So I went to Dr. Chin, my gynecologist, and explained all this after, of course, I had turned in the article. She examined me and sent me to Jefferson, the internist, and he sent me to Cleveland because he thought I might have a tumor.
And that's it?
So now.
Well, that's very interesting. I guess I'll start the examination now. Why don't you sort of lie back and let me get these pillows? It'll only be a few moments. This sheet. Your feet. There. Okay. Oh, I have to go get Susie. I have a girl in here. Some crazy clinical room. I'll be right back. Don't move.
I'm trying to give this an A.